Hey, and welcome to another episode of Cooking with Dorsha. Today, I have for you a hashtag one dish where I teach you how to make exactly one dish. This dish is going to be very savory and yummy. Well, of course, all of them are, but I'm just saying. It is a teriyaki beef noodle stir fry. Delicious. But before we get any further into this video, if you have not, please subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so that you will know when new content is uploaded and we can get into it, okay? But there's nothing but to do it. So, before we get into the ingredients of this video, of course, with anything that I make, you can make whatever substitutes that you want to. As a matter of fact, because my husband is not a fan of noodles, I'm actually making him some rice on the side, and then he can take the teriyaki beef and he can pour it on top of the noodles. But the girls will have the noodles, okay? Okay, so let's look at what's going on in this concoction I have come up with. Let's get into the ingredients for our teriyaki beef noodle stir fry. The beef, there's the beef. This is actually beef that is used for stew, so I'm going to use my shears, my cooking shears, and I'm going to cut this up finer. Of course, you need your noodles. This is ramen noodles, and no, I will not be using the seasoning packs. Fresh produce, carrots, celery, garlic, white onion, red bell pepper, green bell pepper, and scallions. You can interchange any of these vegetables to your liking. Brown sugar, I would recommend, but you can use white sugar. Also, I have ginger. I need some olive oil, cornstarch for my beef, onion powder, black pepper, garlic powder, sweet soy sauce, and it is different than the regular soy sauce, and mirin. Mirin is a sweet cooking and season that is often used in teriyaki sauce and other sweet sauces. So there you have it, and let's go ahead and get into the kitchen. Look at that. So that's how it all looks once it is cut. Now, add some garlic powder. Make sure you dust it. And some onion powder. Add some cornstarch. And then mix it. The cornstarch is going to actually help the beef with making sure that it's tender. And it's also going to serve as a thickening agent once the beef is combined with the sauce as well. So there's a purpose to the madness. But look at that. And now, just lightly, we don't want this too much, okay? Now, while I allow the beef to sit, I'm going to start on my veggies. So let's start with our celery, which I already cut off the ends when I got them home from the grocery store because I washed my vegetables, let them dry, then I put them into the refrigerator. There's still a little part on there that I'm not too fond of. So anyway, we're going to cut the celery on angles, and it's going to be pretty thin. Like Dorsha, I'm not going to do all of that. And my friend, get you some pre-cut celery, okay? It does not matter. I just want about this size for our stir fry. It doesn't matter. It will still taste well, but definitely want it to be thin because remember, you're doing a stir fry and you want your vegetables to be able to cook cooked all at the same time and not some in the skillet taking longer than the others. So that's that for the celery. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the carrot. Some people use a peeler. I don't feel like doing that. And yes, I do have one. But I also have this handy dandy paring knife. And it works pretty well. Now, for those who don't have a peeler, you know it's possible. You saw your girl do it. Turn it over here. Okay, so there you have it. Now, of course, you can get carrots that are already cut. But once again, I am going to cut them thinly. You see this? They are thin. Carrots and other root vegetables can take a little longer to cook because of their thickness. Show you what I'm doing. And so there you have the carrots, and then I will finish that up, but I won't bore you by doing the entire thing. Now my bell pepper. I'm going to do this. Usually I'm able just to pluck them out, but take this out. Plenty of seeds for those who want to plant them. I'm going to cut it down the middle. And then I'm going to take the paring knife. And I'm going to go in the inside. And clean it. Clean the flesh that's on the inside. Okay. Once again, paring knives are a good investment in the kitchen. They can get into places that the larger knives cannot, and voila. I'm going to do the same thing with the large one. Now I'm going to cut these pretty large like this. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with them. Cutting them into triangles. Triangles. Angle, 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 angle. Triangles. Triangles. Okay. And I'll do the rest of those. Onion. my parent knife, take off the skin. And voila, there you have it. Cut it in the center. Okay. Now I'm going to take it angle. That's what the onion is going to look like. Move that over. And I'll finish chopping that. And then, of course, our favorite, garlic! Yay! Voila. No. Of course, you can get already minced garlic. That's what you want to do. Honey, do you, okay? Like, gosh, I don't have time to do all that. Then don't. There are shortcuts. And guess what? Your dish is going to taste good. I don't care what anybody says. Your dish is going to be okay. But sometimes you can taste the difference when it's fresh and when it's not. For some people, it depends on whether or not your tongue is trained. I'm gonna jumpstart this with my paring knife. Outside soon. Now I'm just going to start chopping away. And it's more of a rock the boat. You just keep putting it together and coming down on it. Once again, knives are a good investment in the kitchen. So is the type of pots that you use. That's a good investment in the kitchen. You can go somewhere and get some nice cheap dishes. Okay? I like white dishes because my food shows up well. They also look good. They can be casual or they can be formal. I like white porcelain. I used to be in clear glass, but that has changed. So, there we have it. See? So we don't have to get back to that because that's just doing what it does. Okay? These are already cleaned. And so I'm gonna chop these up. Yes, they do have scallions that are already pre-cut. They do. They have everything, honey, that's pre-cut. So, do what you need to do, okay? Because it doesn't have to be a hassle, but I just wanted to show you what I was working with. Now let me get back to cutting my vegetables, and yeah, we'll check in, okay? All right. Okay, so all of my veggies are nice and cut, and so now let's head over to the stove so we can start the beef and the noodles. I did want to show you that I am just boiling the noodles in water. That's it. I'm going to boil them till they're about al dente, and then you'll see what I do next. Now I'm at the stove. I have my heat on medium high, and I'm going to add some butter. And a little bit of sesame oil. And now I'm going to add my beef. And try to get them all touching the skillet so they can cook evenly at the same time. Okay, so look a little something like that. And I'm going to fry them till they're nice and brown on each side, and then I'll let you see what it looks like. Okay, so your beef is brown on every side, and there you have it. Now I'm going to take it out of the skillet so I can start my vegetables. Clean your skillet and then add about 6 tablespoons of butter. Add your garlic first. It already smells. Oh my goodness, I can't. It smells so delicious. Add your onion. A little bit of skin that wouldn't top. Add the celery. If you could smell what I'm smelling right now, I promise you. Add the carrot. then, because all of this is thinly sliced, it lays well and it can cook evenly together. Add your red pepper. And add your green pepper. So I'm going to let this saute just a little bit more so that carrots are more tender, but not, I don't want the peppers to get too, I want them to still have a little bit of crunch in them. So once your vegetables are pork tender, then take everything out of the skillet and we'll move on to our sauce, okay? In the same skillet that you had the vegetables, but you do not have to clean it, add more butter. So now I'm going to add the vegetables back to soy salt instead of white salt. But you can do whatever you want. You can add regular salt or whatever. But I'm going to top this off with ginger. And of course, this is optional. Everyone doesn't like ginger. I'm going to add some black pepper. I'm going to add a little more sesame oil. I'm going to stir that up. Now, if I was just doing the noodles, then this would be the time to actually add the noodles. But as I said, I'm going to put some of this to the side for my husband so he can just have it served over on rice. But once I take some of this out of the skillet, I will show you how you just add the noodles to it. So hold on tight, okay? I've taken some of the teriyaki beef out of the skillet, so now I'm going to add the noodles. One important step that you need to do with the noodles after you boil them is to rinse them. I rinse them in cold water to get rid of some of their the stickiness of them. So I'm folding the meat and the vegetables into the noodles. If you do not rinse the starch off of these noodles, it will be very difficult, and I mean very difficult, for you to stir and mix the vegetables and the meat and the noodles, okay? Now, people make teriyaki sauce many different kinds of ways. I was just showing you one of the ways that I make it. You might want to do something a little different. You can go on the web and you can find whatever you like. But it should be very simple. Some people use honey in their teriyaki sauce. Between the mirin and the sweet soy sauce and brown sugar, and that's enough. But if you don't want to do the brown sugar, of course you can do regular sugar or whatever. And honey, I don't know, it may be a substitute. Hey, you never know. But I would think that the honey was more of a substitute for the mirin. But anyway, but this will look like, and I will plate it up and I'll get right back to you. Well, normally we have the big reveal, but it was revealed in the skillet, okay? But this is how I plated. And I added some sesame seeds, the multicolored sesame seeds, or they call them bagel seeds. I added that to garnish. You could also add some scallions on top, whatever, but I'm not going to do that for the girls because I'm plating this for the girls. And I can't really say they're a fan of scallions like that, so that's why the scallions are on the inside and they are cooked. And I'm about to make some white rice and serve just the beef and the vegetables on top for Sunday Backyard Farmer. So there you have it, my teriyaki beef noodle stir fry. Hashtag one dish, hashtag cooking with Dorsha, and guess what? I'll see you next time.